All right, it's been a while since I made a video talking about any watch or doing a watch review, but today I actually wanted to do a review of a watch I own for almost about 3 years now. It's the SRPH55, which is I run the Seiko Turtle range. Now, this watch is special. I owned it for about almost 3 years now. It's been, I think the day I got it exactly was like September. No, it was about November 2022, and I really liked the watch because it had its special turtle. Now, the way the story goes with this watch is there were three variants released. It was the US Special Edition Save the Turtles, and there were three variants. I got the one in brown dial, but there were two other variants. There was one with a blue dial, and then there's one with a green dial, more like a teal. It wasn't exactly like a green, it was closer to a teal color. And these ones, they're special because, they just have a turtle dial. You don't really, I've yet to see any other watch that has something similar in terms of this dial. Like you can play with it like the way it resembles a turtle. The most unique one though has to be the blue one, because the blue one actually has a ceramic blue bezel insert. This one actually has a black one, and the teal one also has a black one. In terms of dimensions for this watch, the watch is 13.2 millimeters thick, 45 millimeters in diameter, but trust me, it wears a lot smaller because of the cushion case, so don't get intimidated by the size at all. And on top of that, I believe it is sapphire crystal. Actually, yeah, I'm right, it is sapphire crystal. And the lug to lug is 47.7 millimeters, so give or take 48 if you round it up, and it wears beautifully. Now, I love this watch, I would say that in order for you to really love this watch, you need like at least to wear it for a year or two. And I know some people say, you need less time than that. I think you only need like a week or a month or, whatever. But I personally think that sometimes you can have like a bit of like an infatuation phase or a lust phase with a watch, and like then the watch wears over. You're like, I don't like this watch anymore. I want to get rid of it. I just don't like it. Yeah, I've yet to have that with this watch. It's been years, and I still love staring at this dial. I still love like just wearing it. And I'll give you a wrist shot real quick. Now, my wrist, I believe, I have yet to measure it anymore. I lost a lot of weight, but I'm pretty sure my wrist is around like 7.5 inches now. Might be wrong. Might be like 7.25 or a little bit under 7.5. I don't know what exactly, but give or take. And here's what a wrist shot looks like. See if I can get the Seiko box out of the way. Now, it does come on a bracelet and a rubber strap. I put it on the rubber strap because I think rubber is more comfortable, and on top of that, it's summer. And the bracelet isn't really that impressive. I'll show you what it looks like on the bracelet, or I'll show you what the bracelet looks like because I don't have the tool with me to change it right now. So let me get the watch out for a second, and I'll show you what the bracelet looks like. The thing with Seiko bracelets is they don't really have the best bracelets in my opinion. Some of them do. Like the King Seiko lineup, they actually have a really decent bracelet. But this one in particular, the turtles, they don't. They have like molded glass, which I'm not a fan of, and all that. Like, here's another thing that you can see too. See the turtles critically endangered. It's just something cool. So here is the bracelet. Let's put this box to the side for a second. So here's what the bracelet looks like. As you can see, it's very scratched up because I wore it on the bracelet for, wow. I think I wore it for like around 9 months, almost a year, somewhere around there, originally on the bracelet, and then I switched it to the rubber strap. So as you can see, it's molded clasp stamp, or not molded, stamp clasp, my bad. Links are solid, but they could be better. It's just a okay bracelet, but for what you're paying, I think they can do a little bit better. But you know how Seiko is. Seiko got a Seiko, so you can't expect too much. The good thing is there is a bit of a micro adjust in case you want to make the watch tighter, bigger, whatever it is you want to do. So put that back aside, and just gives you an idea of what it looks like a little bit. It looks nice on the bracelet. I'll admit it does fit. It does have like a bit of like a utilitarian feel. I struggle pronouncing that word. Apologies, but you know what I mean. Anyways, back to the watch. So what do I like about this watch? The best thing I like about it is, of course, the dial. Like, I originally got this watch just because I fell in love with the dial, and I do like the handset. I do like the markers. See if I can like maybe adjust the light a little bit. Yeah, there we go. I'm not sure if that looks worse or better. I don't have the best lighting. I do everything on my phone, and I do it for fun, so that's why I don't really have like a big luxurious setup, because I'm just doing this for fun. I'm probably only gonna get like a couple people watching this video anyways. But the one thing I do like is the dial a lot. As you can see, it shimmers in the light, it changes, and in the sunlight, man, this thing is crazy in the sunlight. And as you can see, in certain lighting, it does have like a bit of a texture, as you can see. I do like the daily complication a lot. If you ask me, I think the daily complication is probably the most useful complications you'll ever need. Because I actually prefer the day over the date. Because I always remember the day, but I always forget the date. Or my bad, I always forget the day. That's the one I struggle with. Like, if someone asks me, what day is it? And I'll be like, oh, it's like the 12th. And they'll be like, no, I meant day, like day of the week. And I'm like, oh, damn, that I don't know. Yeah, I always struggle with that. But this is really useful. And especially when you have these two in common, you don't really need any other complication in all honesty. That's all you need. Another thing I do like is the, just a turnable bezel, ceramic bezel. So I'll give you a quick preview of what it looks like. Now, my bezel's a little bit stiff because of years of owning it, but no worries. You can always use a little bit of like oil, I think, like watch lubricant to stiffen up the oil. Or, not my bad, not stiffen up, loosen up the bezel. But trust me, it's different when you get it brand new. It doesn't have that many issues. Another thing too is the crown, the fretted crown. It's actually pretty decent. Some people say that they have issues with these turtles when it comes to the crown. Personally, I have yet to have an issue. Like, you can see me winding it. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but I never had any issues. And when it comes to pushing it down, you push and you just give it a turn. See, it's that simple. Case back. Case back, we do not have an exposed case back. Excuse the watch and the mess it has because I owned this watch for so long. It has tons of scratches, but here it is. Diver's watch, 200 meters, Seiko. And then we look, sorry about that. We look at what it says right here, made in Japan. Special edition, and I believe, I do not know what that is. That might be the serial number. I might edit that out. All right, mid-case construction. Well, one thing I do like is the mid-case is actually relatively thin, and so is the case back. So, you know, it doesn't wear that thick despite being 13.2. Like, the thing that makes it wear thick is just this. When you wear it on the watch, trust me, it does not wear thick at all. You don't even feel it. And as you saw on my wrist, I'll give you like another wrist shot here. I won't put the watch on though. You see, it doesn't really look that big. Like, let's see. You see, that doesn't look that big. Or the camera's not that good. Like, it's not doing me any favors. So, yeah, maybe it might look big to you, but trust me, in person, it doesn't look that big. Here's the comparison on my right wrist. See, looks all right. Anyways, what would I say about this watch? Would I recommend it? I would say yes. If you want like a turtle, right? Specifically a Seiko turtle with a more unique dial, something that stands out a little bit. And the one thing I do like is the brown shade. It's not just the dial pattern, but also the color brown. I don't think watch brands do enough brown dials, honestly. I think the more time passes, the less and less we're using colored dials. Like, I know that's been the opposite lately, but we're missing a lot of key colors. No one wants to make dials that are like brown. Nobody wants to make dials that are white. Like, we seem to be going like a bit of a phase out with certain dial colors. Brown right now is not the color of the month. You know, it's not even the color of the past couple of years. Right now, the craze has been green. And I think some people are saying the next craze is going to be red or purple, which I don't know. I have a feeling it could be lavender, like lavenderish purple, especially now that Rolex released the new lavender purple. But getting off topic, back to the topic in hand. I do recommend this watch, you know. It is a little bit expensive. This one is $750. I did not pay $750 for it though. I got it used but never worn. And I believe I paid around $500, $490. For the sake of the argument, let's just say $500. And in my opinion, it was worth it. You know, you get a diver from Seiko, which is a name brand watch. You get 200 meters of water resistant. You get sapphire crystal. You get a ceramic bezel insert. You get a nice crown. You get a bracelet. And you get a rubber strap. And you get like a cool box too. Box is not that special, you know, it doesn't really matter. You're just gonna store it in your closet and probably never look at it again, but it's still something to consider. Anyways, what would I rate this watch? Well, I think I would rate this watch a 9 out of 10, honestly. Or maybe an 8. No, I would say 9. The reason why is because I am comparing like value and I'm also comparing aesthetics. So when I compare the value to other watches, there's not that many watches you can get for $500, especially Swiss, that actually has like a decent pull like this one. Sapphire crystal, 200 meters of water resistant, relatively thin for a diver. I know some people say you can get thinner watches, but you know, and it comes with a rubber strap and a bracelet. Bracelet, there's definitely ways to improve it. I don't know what's going on outside. Apologies. But yeah, this is I got off topic. Maybe I'll edit that out. Anyways, I would rate it a 9 out of 10, guys. I personally love the watch. Maybe there's better watches you can get, specifically like Chinese watches nowadays are getting really good. And, you know, maybe you'll like it. Some people won't like it. I personally love this watch and I think it's worth it. I know my review was a little bit lackluster. I've been out of the game for a while. It's been like around 4 or 5 months since I made a video. And maybe I'll make some more lately because I've been out of it, been super busy with life, and I'll try to make some more videos. Anyways, that's it for this video, guys. If you guys like the video, like, comment, subscribe, I appreciate it. And if you like the watch, I recommend you guys get one because it really is a charming watch. And 3 years later, I still love wearing it, almost 3 years later. Anyways, see you guys in the next one.